Welcome back to an exciting video. And what we're doing today, can a sub $300 guitar be any good? So before we get started, take a look at a couple of photos. All right, as you can see, this is a Fender copy, let's be honest. This is made by Tagima. This is the Tagima 535. It has a, this one in particular has the maple neck with the maple fretboard. They make another one that has, they call it technical wood for the fretboard. No idea what that is. But being as I do truly love maple on maple with black dots, I grabbed this one right away. And another thing that gravitated me to this guitar was the simple fact that it is ice blue. And the very first metal guitar I ever bought was a BC Rich ST3, and it was in metallic ice blue. So that was one of the things that kind of gravitated me to this guitar right out of the gate, because I do actually like this color quite a bit. The paint job on this guitar is actually shockingly good. I have gone over this guitar quite a bit and I can't find overspray. I can't find any flaws. They actually did an amazingly good paint job for a sub $300 guitar. Now maybe I got lucky and just picked a great one off of the wall, but I gotta be honest, it's pretty damn good. But what's even more amazing is how the network is how the fretwork is actually better on this than my $1,600 guitar I bought that I had to send back. They sent me another one. The fretwork on that was absolutely atrocious. Had to send that one back. They sent me another one that they plecked for free. I got it back and it still sucked. And I don't do fretwork. That's where I go to my buddy Rick, where this guitar came from. I took my guitar down, I was talking to Rick and he said, "Tell me you did not pay to have your guitar plecked." And I said, "No, they plecked it for free." He said, "Just bring me the damn guitar." Took the guitar to Rick, he out-plecked the plecked machine by hand. And then all of a sudden the guitar was playable. Shocking what this guy can do for a guitar. But this guitar did come from his store, and I will put his phone number down in the comments section. And I'll get his website too, to see what is up. I'll get his website also. But back to the guitar. And like I said, all polyurethane, medium C neck. We're looking at about a 12-degree radius here. We have maple, vintage frets, vintage trim. Does have a slick-ass paint job. We have the cream appointments here. The 3 Tagima wound pickups. And looks at I'm going to say this guitar is about 7 to 7.5 pounds right out of the gate. We do have a full basswood body. Now, one thing you got to think about here: if you're running a basswood body with single coils, the pickups are probably going to have a tendency to be extremely bright. Now, if you like a very bright sound, this will work out actually in your favor. Personally, I would think that a mahogany body with the single coils kind of takes some of the twang out of them, but that's just to me. I am not a twangy sounding kind of guy, hence I do not play a Fender. And if I had a Fender, more than likely, I would cut this for a double-double. Or, I don't know, maybe a double single-single. It depends on, I would have to see, or honestly, a double single hot rail. That's probably the route I would go on it. So, but enough about all that shit. what does it sound like? Well, let's see. Now remember, this guitar is brand new. The strings are probably going to move while we're doing this. So chances are it is going to come out of tune while we're doing this. So let's check out the front pickup right here. This is our neck pickup. Sounds pretty good, actually. That's very warm, very round, what I would expect out of a neck pickup. And you gotta remember, sub $300 guitar. Keep that in mind while we're doing this. Okay, now we're gonna go to the out of phase position. Also sounds very good. But again, sub $300 guitars. I can't bitch for a sub $300 guitar to sound this good and play this well. I have zero complaints. Now we're on to the mid pickup. Pretty much sounds like exactly what it should sound like. Middle pickup guitar position. Again, no complaints out of the pickups. Okay, now we're here. We're at the bridge and the mid pickup. Really gonna start thinning out here. Pretty much what it should sound like. Now this is going to get crazy thin. We're running a single coil at the bridge position and a basswood body with a maple neck. This has all the ingredients to be bright, bright, bright. I don't expect a whole lot of depth out of this sound. And like I said, if this is your bag, and I know people who prefer tones like this, they will play a single coil in a basswood body with a maple neck, and it's going to give them a tremendous amount of spank. Me, I personally am not a spanky kind of guy, and so I like my tones a little darker, a little warmer. I do have a need for bright tones, but 9 out of 10 times I can usually dial my amp or my fractal in that case to get what I need. So this is probably going to provide an amazing amount of spank on it. And you can hear it right out of the gate. Yeah, that is crazy, crazy spanky. Yeah, a lot of spank in that. And actually, I could actually comp some pretty badass. If I had time, I would jump on, I got some pretty killer Pink Floyd tones on my fractal that I think that would work fantastic on. But I have to admit, I do like this tone. That's a damn good tone. Sub $300. Actually shockingly good. It's much warmer than I thought it was going to be, considering we're running a single, granted, albeit in the neck position, but with basswood, with maple on maple, I didn't think it would be that warm. I'm gonna play that same passage again through the split, because let's be honest, when we're buying guitars like this, we're not really generally buying them for the sound of this. If you're a rock and roller, if you're a metal dude, we're buying it for the sound of this or the sound of these two combined. We want that glassy, pristine clean. So I'm gonna play that same passage with a split so we can listen to the two. Actually shockingly damn good. And if you hear some fret buzzing going on, it is because I am playing with an extremely hard jazz pick. So basically this pick is pounding the shit out of these strings. And like I said, this guitar has had zero setup whatsoever, box wall to my hands. So I gotta be honest, that's not bad. For a $300 damn guitar, that is not bad at all. Now, so now we're going to move over to some distortion. Now, I expect a whole different world to go on here because I'm not a big fan of single coils and distortion. Maybe a little light distortion, but since I do not use light distortion, I don't even know if I got a light distortion setting on my fractal. So this is going to be some pretty brutal distortion. Single coils normally do not handle brutal distortion well, but to me, that is the test of a pickup. Because, and I've actually been talking to, and we're talking about some speakers, and I told him, I said, well, I don't think the speakers handle distortion well. And the guy's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And there was another guy there who's a big time guitar player. He's like, oh no, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because just because you make it, that doesn't mean it handles certain things well. And to me, single coils generally do not handle heavy distortion very well. And you're probably thinking, well, why would you use heavy distortion with a single coil? Well, why wouldn't you use heavy distortion with a single coil if you can get the tones out of it that you're looking for? But when I test everything out, I always test it out on a very clean channel, like we just did, and also test it on a very heavily distortion channel, because I want to see how well it handles distortion. Because I don't want to be in a situation where I need it just to freaking rock, then all of a sudden the guitar doesn't do it. Because if it doesn't, then I need a pickup change somewhere in the guitar. So let's check this out. Now this is a heavy distortion, but not as heavy as what I play. This is actually the channel I use when we do Def Leppard songs. Let's see here. So it's the channel I use when we do stuff like that. So let's see what we got here. Making sure everything's still recording. Huh. Actually, not a little better than I thought it was going to be. Not bad. This is the same riff I play every time I review a guitar. In case you want to listen to sounds between multiple guitars, then it kind of gives you an idea. Now I'm not using quite as heavy distortion as I would on all my other guitars for this. Like I said, I'm using my Def Leppard tones, distortions, because I think if I just blasted the distortion to it, I don't think it would hold up as well. So that is the rear pickup. Now let's move to the split here. And you can tell a huge difference when I split that off. That is really starting to bring in a tremendous amount of that split single coil sound there. And that's not necessarily a bad tone. If I was doing something, even if I was doing something metal and I needed kind of a thick, not so grindy tone, this would be fantastic for that. All right, moving to the center pickup. And you can tell the distortion is really starting to trail off, that this pickup is nowhere near as hot as this one, which is actually a good thing. Moving to the split, I don't expect a tremendous amount of bang out of this one. If it did, I would be shocked. But let's see what this sounds like. Dude, you put a little bit of a phase on that, that's going to sound fantastic. Anyway, all right, enough playing. Now to the front pickup. Very thick and chunky. Not being overly blown distorted. I actually like that. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. All right. And no, I'm not being paid to do this. All right, I'm gonna change channels. Hear the sustain on that. My $1,600 Ibanez did not do that. $300. $300. When I hit this trim, it's going to go seriously out of tune. It's already pulling out. Dude, that is insane. $300. I'm sorry. That is crazy. That is crazy. gotta admit, I am highly impressed by this. Less than $300. This is the Tagima 535, and it is less than $300, and this is kind of insane how good this little guitar plays. And I gotta be honest, if I was looking for this type of guitar, I would buy this for less than 300 bucks. If I like the pick guard, I'd leave it like it was. I would change it because I don't like the control setup on Fenders. But I would buy this. Actually, what I would probably do is buy this. I would remove this, put in 2 knobs right here, and I would put a set of the old David Gilmour EMGs in it. Dude, that thing would freaking rell. And that's all I would have to do to the guitar. I would change the electronics down because it would come with the EMGs. But then I've got, we'll say after tax and everything, $300, a couple $100 for the gear. I got $500 in a guitar that will absolutely freaking well. The neck is shockingly good on this. And here's the kick in the ass. I guarantee you this action is at no higher than 3/64, which is pretty good action for railing. I guarantee it. And there's not a dead spot anywhere in it. No, that was me. Dude, like I said, I've paid 5 times as much for guitars that didn't play as good as this. Now maybe I got lucky. Maybe I picked the perfect one off of the wall, and it's just ready to rock right out of the gate. But in all fairness, all guitars are like that. I mean, dude, I have played, $3,000 Les Pauls that I thought played like shit, and then turned right around and got a Les Paul that didn't cost as much that played 10 times better. So just because, it's a Les Paul or a PRS, that doesn't mean every guitar you get is going to be fantastic. But if you're buying cheap little guitars like this, that doesn't mean every guitar you get is going to be bad either. This one freaking rocks, and it sustains everywhere. The neck. And dude, here's the caveat. There is literally zero relief in this neck. I mean, maybe a minute amount. And that is just a testament. And like I said, this isn't, I don't get paid to do this shit. This isn't anything. I'm just shocked that I'm playing a sub $300 guitar that plays and sounds as good as this one does. This blows my mind. But when you have a guitar that plays this well, with action this low, with no dead spots, and there's no relief in the neck, then like I said, either this was a Monday guitar and somebody took their time on it, or maybe for the price, they're all just that damn good. I don't know. This is the only one I've ever played. But this is... I mean, everywhere. I can't find a dead spot anywhere in the freaking neck. And like I said, I played this for about an hour down at Rick's store before I actually brought this home. And I was just kind of shocked at how well this little guitar actually played for under $300 freaking dollars. Now, can you make it better? Of course you can make it better. Anything you buy is going to need a setup. I don't give a shit if I bought a $5,000 PRS. Chances are I'd probably have to set it up because everybody has their own style of playing. Now, granted, I might get lucky and it may come out of the box perfectly how I like it. But chances are I'm going to have to have it set up. Every single Ibanez I have played, I've owned, I've had to set up. They don't come from the factory set up bad. They just don't come set up to how I like the guitar. So you're going to have to do some setup. Like I said, if you hear some fret buzz, because this is from the box to the wall to me, and he told me, he said, dude, none of these have been set up. I was like, bro, it's all right. I'll explain that. But I'm kind of shocked at how well this plays. And like I said, before I spent $2,000 on a Fender, I got a basswood body, which I love basswood. I got a full maple neck, and apparently a damn good neck on this one, and I love maple. I love the color. I would buy this, change out the electronics. I change out the pick guard. I'd put a set of David Gilmour EMGs in it. Or actually, I'd probably put an 85 in the rear, double coil, and then use the 2 singles out of the EMG pack up. That's probably what I would do. I'd get rid of one of the tone knobs. I'd have volume tone down here. Even if I had a tone knob, I'd probably just tuck all that shit in there and just have a volume. And more than likely, I would change this out to a set of locking tuners. But still, even if I do all that, I've still got less than $700. And now, what is a kick-ass guitar? And it's going to save me $700, $800, $900, $1,000 as opposed to buying a Fender. Now, granted, you could buy a Mexican Fender. But why would I pay $700 for a guitar that I'm going to do all that same shit to when I can buy this for $300 that plays, and I'm going to tell you, this plays as well as every Mexican Fender I've ever played in my life. This plays equally as good. I'm kind of shocked at how good this little guitar is. Under $300 freaking dollars. And like I said, it plays and feels just like a Fender. But for what you get out of the box, this isn't bad. And this is good enough to where if, if I ever start teaching again, they're like, well, we need a guitar. I would literally roll them down to Rick's and say, just buy this. Buy this one off the wall. This is fantastic. This is all you need to get started because it's truly all you need to get started. Lace sensor, holy shnikes, man. I love lace sensor pickups. In the one Fender I did have, I had a double red, a silver, and a blue. And I got to tell you, that guitar sounded phenomenal. And there again, onto my, that goes on my regret list. I'm gonna do a video of just all the regrets I've had from selling gear because I could fuel America's diesel shortage right now from sheer regret and desperation flowing out of my body from selling all the freaking pristine, beautiful gear over the years that I've sold. Now that I'm older, a lot of hindsight, I don't sell gear anymore. I don't give a shit if I ever play it again in my life. That will sit in a freaking box before I sell it at this point. So, I gotta tell you guys, sub $300, Tagima 535, they make a 530. So on that note, I'm gonna wrap this up right there. Like I said, this particular guitar is down at my buddy's Rick's, and I'll put the phone number, I'll put it down in the description, and he's got a website, but I have no idea what it is. I've never been there, but I'll put that down there too, because I know he sells a lot of shit on Reverb. And so I'll put that down there also. So until the next video, whatever instrument you play, play it to the best of your ability and rock on.